Hey guys, what's going on? Dr. Frank here, founder of Addiction Mindset Recovery Coaching Programs. And in today's brief video, I want to talk about the biggest lie that we've been sold as a society on when it comes to nicotine addiction and quitting smoking, quitting vaping, quitting chewing tobacco. We've been massively lied to, and I want to talk about that in today's video. But before I do, here at Addiction Mindset Recovery Coaching, we help people quit nicotine, THC, energy drinks, and a whole host of other addictions. We help you get sober, stay sober, and we try and make your recovery the best time possible. So be sure to subscribe to the channel. I try and put out an inspirational video every single day on these topics, and we have a heck of a lineup for you guys coming in 2021 with live streams and podcasts. We're really going to be going into some amazing content when it comes to recovery, so stay tuned for that. Okay, so we've been sold a lie when it comes to nicotine addiction and how to quit smoking, how to quit vaping. And this lie goes back all the way to things like Nicorette gum and nicotine patches. So from the birth of smoking to the moment that they decided that smoking was bad for people and that people had to quit, companies came out and they developed nicotine replacement therapy products, or NRTs. And these products have been on the market for a very long time, right? Nicorette gum, nicotine patches, nicotine pouches, which we're going to talk about, like Zen and other things like that, the on pouches. We'll talk about that in this video. And the premise of these products was that you shouldn't just quit smoking cold turkey, that you should wean off slowly in order to lessen the withdrawal symptoms. Now, this is a lie that you've been sold. And why am I saying that? Because when it comes to nicotine addiction, quitting nicotine, unlike alcohol or benzos or other drugs out there on the market, is not lethal. When you quit drinking alcohol, if you're truly an alcoholic, you should go through a supervised alcohol detox at a clinic, because alcohol withdrawal can physically kill you. Withdrawal from nicotine cannot kill you. In fact, if you haven't watched my other videos on nicotine withdrawal, I would recommend doing that at the end of this video. I'll link them above. Nicotine withdrawal is actually a very minor, insignificant experience. Yes, it sucks. It sucks for 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. Yes, the cravings are annoying, but it won't kill you. What will kill you is continuing to smoke cigarettes. What will be killing your motivation, your drive, your energy, and your time is continuing to be addicted to nicotine. When it comes to nicotine addiction, remember, it takes about 90 days for the nicotine receptors in your brain to return to normal levels. But if you're using nicotine pouches or Nicorette gum, you're simply prolonging the life expectancy of those nicotine receptors in your brain. And the longer those nicotine receptors in your brain are alive, the longer they're going to be telling your brain, he wants nicotine, go get nicotine, she needs nicotine, he needs nicotine. So the sooner you can cut those things off cold turkey, just quitting, the better off you're going to be in the long run, the less cravings you're going to have. And you're probably going to develop healthier coping skills along the way to manage those cravings versus just reaching for Nicorette gum, versus just reaching for nicotine patches to cope with those cravings and those withdrawal symptoms. I would much rather see you working on things like exercise, things like cooking. Get a list, make a list, and write out a bunch of healthy things you could be doing and you could be focusing on every time you get a craving, every time you get a withdrawal symptom. Could you be taking a shower, like a cold shower, to build more discipline? Could you be working on your nutrition? Could you be going for a walk? Could you be calling a friend or calling our offices and going through some talk therapy? I'd much rather see you develop skills like that than just reaching for a Nicorette gum. Not to say that it's wrong or incorrect to quit with Nicorette gum or nicotine pouches. You don't have to. And that's a lie that we're constantly fed over and over again. I want you to think about the birth of vaping products. The point of vaping products was to help people quit smoking cigarettes, to help people quit chewing tobacco. Well, what wound up happening was an entire generation, probably starting mostly with millennials, wound up getting addicted to nicotine. A generation that had never smoked cigarettes before, a generation that had never chewed tobacco before, wound up vaping. And the idea was, if you were addicted to cigarettes or if you you were addicted to tobacco products, that you would start to vape and you would wean off of the vape slowly. You would use lower concentrations of nicotine e-liquids or lower concentration disposable products, and that you would eventually quit smoking cigarettes or quit chewing tobacco. I can tell you right now, there are a lot of people who simply wound up consuming nicotine way more than they actually were before when they were smoking and when they were chewing tobacco. We have a lot of clients in our program, a lot of patients who come through and say, in retrospect, I wish I never quit smoking and I just would have worked on doing that versus trying to do it with vaping, because in reality now I'm much more addicted to this vape device than I was cigarettes. I'm hitting it every 5 minutes versus smoking a cigarette every 30 minutes. And that addiction, even though that it might be healthier, even though it might not be damaging your lungs in the same way that smoking is, the addiction is now even more significant than it was prior when they were smoking cigarettes, because they're needing that nicotine salt versus free-base nicotine found in cigarettes every 5 to 10 minutes. So vaping, now again, there's people who did quit smoking and quit vaping, and of course, if your quality of life is better with vaping than it was when you were smoking cigarettes, all the power to you. If you're happy, keep doing it, that's fine. This video isn't for you. But vaping was built on a lie. And that lie was that you need nicotine to quit using nicotine. And now, Zen pouches, on pouches, there's all these nicotine replacement therapy pouches being put on the market, and a lot of you guys are falling for that same lie again. You're saying, okay, I'm going to use Zen pouches to quit vaping. I'm going to use nicotine to quit using nicotine. I'm going to use nicotine to quit smoking cigarettes. I'm going to use nicotine to quit vaping. I'm going to use nicotine gum to quit Zen pouches. Do you see the lie that you're being roped into over and over and over again? And we're being sold this lie every single day. And quite frankly, I'm sick of seeing you guys getting taken advantage of, spending your money on it, spending your time on it, and spending your energy on it, because I know that you're strong enough to quit without nicotine. You don't need nicotine to quit nicotine. They lied to you. And you are continuing to fall for the same lie over and over again. We're seeing it now with the Zen pouches. We're seeing them being used to quit vaping. And what's happening, people are now using Zen pouches when they can't vape. And when they can't chew tobacco or smoke a cigarette, they're hitting their vape. And then when they can't vape, they're using a nicotine pouch. Many of our patients, like myself, are like poly addicts. They're using multiple sources of nicotine to substitute for when they can't get whatever fix they want in that moment is, right? So you can't smoke in a restaurant, so maybe you'll leave a pouch in a restaurant. You can't vape during class, so you use a pouch during class and then hit your vape on the drive home. You're being sold a lie over and over and over again. And then they're going to tell you, go buy Nicorette gum or use nicotine pouches, right? You're going to sign up for some free service to help you quit. And they're going to give you Nicorette gum or nicotine pouches to help you quit. Which again, if you did that and it worked for you, all the power to you. That's incredible. That's great. But again, it's just this lie being sold over and over again. And quite frankly, here at Addiction Mindset Recovery Coaching, we're sick of it and we're trying to make a difference. So guys, there's a free PDF, there's a free workbook below to help you quit nicotine, THC, energy drinks, pornography, any of those addictions. So check out that free workbook in the description below. I'm going to be putting out videos to walk you through the workbook. And just a disclaimer, it says the first call in the workbook, it says it's $50 with our offices. Those prices have changed. So if you're looking with working with our offices one-on-one, you're more than welcome to send a text or call the number listed below for Addiction Mindset, and we'll get you set up with a consultation and we'll review the pricing with you. Follow me into the next video called They Lied. It's basically a reiteration of this video, but it's a good one and it gives you a little different perspective on it. I'll see you guys there.